Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ellie Snake Lady, and today I'm going to be doing more health checks, this time with my female corn snakes. So that is Athene, Apollonia and Artemis. Okay, so as you know, this time of year it is breeding season. So with my females, they've been sort of wandering around a little bit, obviously looking for the males, and they've been sort of quiet at the same time. So anyway, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to check that they're okay and not actually in the middle of egg laying at the moment. Normally it's into May, but we are at the very end of April as of me recording this video. So yeah, so I'm just going to get Athene out and kind of, as I say, just do a health check with her, do a weighing and see where she's at. So yeah, I'll get on with that. Okay, so I have little Athene here, and she was just at the front of her tank in one of her hides. So yeah, she seems to be doing okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put her on the scales and just kind of see where her weight is at. As far as I know, she's not laid any eggs yet, so I don't think Apollonia has either. So but yeah, I'll get her on the scales. So before, Athene was 461 grams and she now weighs 577. That's a weight gain of 116 grams, which is quite a lot. But as I say, the last time I kind of did a health check and specifically a weighing was about sort of 5 months ago or so, 6 months. So it's been quite a while, but yeah, she seems to be doing all right with her weight and stuff. And I think a lot of that weight that she's put on, as well as me feeding her large mice every 2 weeks, there'll be eggs. The eggs will be weighing that amount. So once she's laid the eggs, that 116 or thereabout weight will, you know, drop, I imagine. So yeah, at the minute she's still eating, but I know just like a week or two before the female corn snakes lay eggs, you know, they kind of go off their food a bit. But yeah, we'll just see with this one. But she's doing fine. So I'm just checking her eyes at the minute. So you can see there, that's that eye. And then there's that eye as well, which looks okay. So they look clear. And that, just listening for popping and wheezing. Nothing like that at all. Now then, I'm just checking her belly scales. There we go, you can see a little tummy there. I know she's in a bit of a pretzel knot, but I can see underneath and it all looks clear. There's no like scale rot or anything like that, which I know she had before. Now she shed her skin. I'm just trying to think, she shed her skin, as I say, it was all a similar time, you know, to Asclepion and Caduceus. So it was about a month ago. So as I say, I always check them after they shed their skin. There's her tail tip there. I don't think you'll be able to see it that amazingly well, but it's clear. There's nothing attached or nothing on there. So as far as I know, she's got no lumps and bumps. She is a bit thicker because she is carrying eggs. But as I say, I can sort of feel on her body whether there's, you know, I can just sort of feel down her body to see if there's anything untoward going on. But she's very active. She's tongue flicking. As I say, if there are any lumps and bumps, you can tend to see them as well. It is good to have like a bit of a sort of feel as well, but she just loves curling up into a little pretzel. But yeah, no, she's absolutely fine. She's doing great. I'm not going to keep her out for too long because, as I say, they are due to, I was only going to say shed their skin. They are due to lay their eggs at some point. So I think the earliest date last year was sometime in the middle of May, and as I say, we're at the very end of April now. So yeah, but she's doing great, so I'm really pleased with her. And yeah, so what I'll do now is I'll put her back and I'll get Apollonia out. Okay, so now I have little Apollonia here with me. So she seems to be doing all right. She was hiding in one of her hides at the back. So yeah, she seems all right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to weigh her first, and then I'll do all the other sort of little physical checks after that. So yeah, let's get on with it. So Apollonia was at 510 grams and now she's at 628. So that's a gain of 118 grams. So yeah, she's almost put on the same amount of weight as Athene. Well, she's kind of surpassed that by 2 grams. But yeah, so that's fine. As I say, that's because of the eggs that are in her. So when she lays the eggs, you know, she will lose that bit of weight. And I will be doing another like health check video with my female corn snakes. As I say, a few months, probably 3 months down the line, they should have laid their eggs by then. So but yeah, so she's fine weight wise, and yeah, she's alert and tongue flicking and all the rest of it, and really active. So even though she has got that cataract, which I'll just kind of show you, I don't know if you'll be able to see it properly, but that's the cataract eye. I don't know if you can see that very well. And this is, oh, there we go. That's her better eye. So yeah, that's the clearer one that she tends to try and see me with, if you see what I mean. So but yeah, her eyes are fine, they are clear. She shed her skin yet again a month ago, as with the others. And I'm just going to listen if there's any popping or wheezing or anything like that. There's nothing. As I said before with the boys, I checked to see if there's any fluid sort of around the nose or mouth, and also to see if they're kind of opening their mouths a lot, because yet again, that's a sign of a respiratory infection. So, and what I haven't said with my past few videos is when I check their scales and, you know, check their body over and everything, I'm checking for mites, and mites tend to gather like around the eyes and around the vent, and just any other parts of the snake, you know, the tummy and even on top of the snakes. But they tend to go for the eyes and the vent for some reason. I don't know why, but that's what the mites do. So anyway, with the more sort of pale snakes, so like with Apollonia and Athene, if there's any mites, they're quite easy to see, and the same with Caduceus. But when you've got like Estrella, my Mexican black king snake, they're harder to see, so you do have to look closer. And it's the same with the Asclepion as well, because he's got those dark patches on him as well. That's just part of his you know, colouring and patterns and stuff. So but yeah, so I'm just looking at her tummy scales. There we go. She's pretty much pure white underneath there, no scale rot or anything like that. I'll just show you her tail. That's clear. I don't know how well you'll be able to see that, but it is clear. So she shed all that as well. And yeah, she hasn't got any lumps or bumps that I can see. As I say, I just sort of feel down her body, make sure there's like nothing untoward going on. The only thing is she's a bit thicker at the moment because she's got eggs in her. So as I say, she'll be laying those fairly soon. But yeah, just check the body over, just make sure there's nothing going on. She's like, Mummy, put me back. But yeah, she's doing absolutely fine. I'm not going to have her out again for too long, just because they are due to lay their eggs. Athene and Apollonia are due to lay their eggs. So but yeah, she's doing absolutely fine. And that weight gain, that's not an issue at all. As I say, once she lays the eggs, that weight will go. So but yeah, so that is little Apollonia for you, and I shall just pop her back and then I will get Artemis out. Just doing that little jerky movement now. Right, so I've got this little squiggle pot out, little Artemis. So yeah, she was just on her warm side, sort of relaxing and just like, no mummy, please don't get me out. But I'm going to weigh her and then I'll check her body over and stuff. So I'm thinking she would have gained weight as well. As I say, she's still growing. I'm just trying to think when, because I got her for my 40th birthday. I'm now 42. So I'm thinking she is, because she was a few months old when I got her, so I think she's about 2.5 now, that sort of age. I've got to mention with Apollonia and Athene that they are both now 10 years old. So, but this little one, she's just starting out. So yeah, she's only 2.5. Anyway, I shall just get on and weigh her and stop gabbing on. So Artemis was at 177 grams before, and now she's at 285. So she's actually put on 108 grams, which is great. And as you can see, she is getting bigger. She's, you know, obviously not that little tiny shoelace that I got a couple of years ago. She's her body's getting thicker. She hasn't got a little tiny peanut head. I mean, she has still got a small head, but you know, it's not as tiny as it was. I'm just checking her eyes there. That's one, that's the other, and they seem all right. And she is actually in blue, so she is a bit panicky. And as I say, because she's in blue, that's probably why. Her tummy scales look fine from what I can see. She's pretty much white on the underneath as well, so you can sort of see her tummy scales. She shed about 6 weeks ago, so yeah, she shed her skin 6 weeks ago. I'm not really going to be able to show you her tail. I mean, it's there, but it's like everywhere. So yeah, that's clear of any stuck shed skin. So she's like, mummy, I hate you. But yeah, she's just panicking because she's in blue. So, and she is pale, but I'm just sort of feeling down her body. You know, feeling down the body again. I can't feel any lumps or bumps, can't see any lumps or bumps, no popping or wheezing or anything like that. So yeah, no, she's absolutely fine, other than really trying to be a wriggle pot. She's fine. She's very alert and very active, as you can see. So yeah, there we go. So I'm not going to have her out for too long, but she is doing good. But she's, as I say, she gets a bit crazy, and she does really remind me of how Asclepion used to be. Asclepion's chilled now, so I'm hoping that she will chill. She's gone very still now. Please don't poo on me. But yeah, she's absolutely fine. That weight is perfect. She's 2.5 years old. She's on medium mice now as well. So yeah, and then, you know, once she does start laying eggs like my other two, then she'll be on large mice every 2 weeks and stuff. So yeah, but that's Artemis for you. She's absolutely crazy. So right, I'm going to put her back because she's a bit stressed. So as you can see from that video, Athene, Apollonia and Artemis are all doing great. I'm just waiting for Athene and Apollonia to, you know, lay their eggs and just see how they get on with that. Just to let you know, they're not fertilized eggs. You know, they've not been with any males. They will more than likely just be like what's called slug eggs. So yeah, we'll just see what happens. I always get a bit anxious at this time of year. As I say, I just always hope that they manage to lay their eggs okay. If they don't, then it'll be a vet visit. But yeah, I always keep my fingers crossed that everything's okay, and I will do a health check with Athene and Apollonia once they've laid their eggs and stuff, and I'll just let them settle down and one thing and another. So it'll probably be cleaning time again by the time that comes around. So with Artemis, as you can see, she is very active, and you know, I did manage to listen to see whether, you know, there's any popping or wheezing or anything like that, you know, connected with an RI or respiratory infection. happen. So there's nothing like that going on. She's not opening and closing her mouth. There's no, you know, sort of fluids or mucus around her nose or mouth or anything like that. So she's absolutely fine. She's just in blue, and I think that's why she was panicking. And I've said that a million times now, but when they're in blue, it's like really, really cloudy. They can't see that much now. She's not deep in blue. Her eyes aren't like zombie eyes, but she is, I can see that she's looking a bit dull sort of with her eyes, and on her tummy, I know her tummy's white, but I can tell around the borders that they're a bit faded. So yeah, she's just due to shed her skin. As I say, it's been about 6 weeks, might even be longer, it might even be 7 weeks since she last shed her skin. So she was one of the first ones once we moved here to shed her skin. So yeah, she's doing fine. Other than her being crazy as a Christmas tree, her weight is good, and I'm really happy with where she's at. So yeah, another thing that I've got to mention with like my females that are laying their eggs at the moment with Athene and Apollonia, is that they do tend to sort of shed their skin before they lay their eggs. Now, as I say, it's been about a month or so since my girls last shed their skin. So I'm expecting them to go into blue first, shed their skin, and then lay their eggs, and then I think after that they'll have another like post lay shed. So once they've you know, laid their eggs, they'll shed their skin again. So yeah, so I'm waiting for that to happen. At the moment they both seem quite bright and colourful, so we'll just see what happens. I haven't been going too crazy around their tanks yet, but I imagine in the next couple of weeks they will be, and just trying to, you know, nest as it were, and just find a nice little quiet corner or hide to lay their eggs in. But both of them last year seemed to really enjoy laying, I say enjoy, you know what I mean, they seem to feel comfortable laying their eggs in the rock hide with the little hole in the top. I really want to get some more of those from Swell Reptiles, but they haven't got any more coming in till June, so I'm waiting till then. And then I'm going to do an order for a few new ones, because those ones are a bit old and stained and marked, and even the magnetic bit, you know, there's little magnetic discs holding the lid on. Some of the silver bit has come off and it's gone a bit rusty, so I've just put some tape over it for now, and it is like completely, you know, pinned shut. There's no way they're going to get tape stuck to them or anything. So but yeah, so I'm sorry, I'm blathering on again, I'm sorry. But yeah, their weights are really good. I'm really happy with where they're at. You know, no scale rot or mites or anything like that. I do clean my snakes out, I would say on average every 7 to 8 weeks, and I spot check for poops, which is, you know, generally every time I change their water bowls. And yeah, sorry, Apollonia is just like, you know, she's just staring at me like, what are you doing? But yeah, so I'm going to wrap this video up here, and I hope I've covered everything. But yeah, I'm hoping that you've got something out of this video and you've enjoyed it. And if you have, then please like and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, please hit that bell notification and click all, so you get notifications of all my latest videos. And if you've got any comments or questions or anything like that, then just pop them in the comments section below and I'll do my best to answer. But for now, from myself and my female corn snakes, it is goodbye, and we'll see you in my next video. Thanks very much for watching.